Hello, welcome to Coding Decipher. Today we'll decipher extension method in C Sharp. Imagine we have a car. The car does not have a music player and is unable to play the music. You cannot add or modify the car to add a radio because the car is already built. However, imagine you have got a portable radio using which you can play the music. In this case, the radio is extending the music functionality of the car. So in this case, radio is like a extension method which is extending the music functionality of the car. Extension methods allows us to add methods to existing types without modifying the original type. The types can be string, numbers, class. Extension methods are especially useful when we want to add functionality to type that we don't own, such as built-in types or third-party classes. Let's go to the coding environment and see how we would use the extension method. So this is the standard C# template. We'll now create a class called car. We'd like to access this class from the main method. So we'll set the access modifier as public. The class is the keyword used to create the car, and this is the name of the class. This is our property. So we can access this property from outside this class car. We have set the access modifier to public. This is a string type and the name of the property is music, and this allows us to get and set values. Our car currently does not have the ability to play music, so no matter what we pass into this value, there won't be any methods to play. So let's come to the main method and create a new car object from the class car. So this is our class name, that's the object name, and this elements help us create the new instance. So now we can access the .music property and we will set it to shape of you by Ed Sheeran. However, since our car does not have the ability to play music, it won't do anything, it will not play the music. So this is when extension comes in handy. In order to create an extension, the extension must be inside a static class. So we need to create a static class. We'll call this class extension methods. Now inside the extension methods class, we will create another method which we will call play music. So this is the extension method. The extension method must be static and this keyword must be used and the type must be passed. We will set this as string and this is the name of our parameter. So what this is saying is this is extending the type string and this is the name of our parameter that we will pass. We are setting an if condition which says if the passed string is empty, null, or only consists of any white space when we pass this music, we will write no music to play. So if this is empty, if the user does not provide any information, then this will say no music to play. And we will have an else condition which will say now playing, and it will show the value of the parameter that has been passed in using the string literal. Let me remind you again. So this play music method is the external music player which adds an ability to our car to play music. So now what we can do is we can use the play music method to play the music. Car is our object. We are passing in music, which is the property. This is the parameter of the extension method play music, which we have named here as music. With extension method, parameter is always passed in front of the method, whereas with regular method, the parameter is passed in between the brackets. Now we're just calling the play music extension method using the dot notation. If I hit start, the program will say now playing Shape of You by Ed Sheeran. So this is working correctly. If I do not pass in anything, then it says no music to play, which is correct. Now if I undo this, let me close this. The main beauty of method extension is it allows us to modify the original type, which in this case is string and the property name is music, without modifying the original type. So in this case, if I do console.writeLine car.music, it will still show me Shape of You by Ed Sheeran. So it has not modified the original car.music type. So this is how we would use method extension. So why and when to use the extension methods? Extension methods enhances readability. It allows us to call methods naturally. For example, myString.wordCount clearly enhances readability of this code and tells the user that we are looking to count whatever is inside this myString. It is also non-intrusive. It adds functionality without modifying the class. An extension method simplifies code. It allows us to create reusable logic. Let me demonstrate this quickly with an example. Over here we have a prompt user extension method which takes in message parameter, and it will simply print this message to the console, and it will return whatever the user passes to the console. Since the extension method returns the value the user has passed in, we can directly assign it to a variable. For the first parameter, which is the string input, we are simply using a blank string, so we can call our extension method. Now we call our extension method prompt user using the dot notation, and we pass in our message which says please enter your first name. We have done the same thing with the variable as well. Now let's run this code. We'll say enter your first name, I'll put John, and enter your last name, I'll put Doe. So you can see it is working correctly because it says your first name is John, your last name is Doe. So using extension method, we have created a reusable logic and avoided calling console.writeLine and console.readLine multiple times. Otherwise we would have called in at least 4 times the console.readLine and writeLine for this example. It also enables us to chain other methods on top of it. When to use extension methods? When we can't modify the class, then it may be worth looking if we can use extension method. To avoid inheritance when adding simple functionality, so you don't need inheritance for each and every functionality, especially if it's really simple like printing and taking data off the console. So it also improves our code clarity like we have said over here. Here's a quick coding challenge. Create a program that uses extension methods to manipulate and analyze list of numbers. Extension methods should be as follows. Average value, which calculates the average of the list. So basically we have our list numbers. If we pass in 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 as list values, then our average value should be outputted as 3. Then we should have another extension method called max value. This should output maximum values and the minimum values of the list. So if we pass in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the maximum value should be 5 and 1 should be the smallest value. Similarly, we should have a count even, which counts the total number of even numbers. So over here we have 2 and 4 as even numbers, so it should output 2. Finally, we should have another extension method greater than given value. Sorry, I'm missing parentheses over here. They should have 2 brackets. So whenever we pass a number over here, should return the numbers greater than 3. So in this case we have 4 and 5, so it should return 4 and 5. Let me know how you get on with the coding challenge through the comments. Thank you for watching this tutorial. Please feel free to share, comment, like and subscribe. Happy coding!